Greetings to everyone. This is Tina Elizabeth Putham, first year MBA student. I'm going to present today a case study which talks about a human right violation. So the title of the case study is Examining Human Rights and State Narratives in the Hadiya Case, a perspective on Islamophobia in India. So this particular presentation will cover on what all are the violations, what exactly is Hadiya case, and how uh, it affected the socio-political context. So without further ado, let's go ahead into the introduction part. So in introduction, we'll be looking into the case around Hadiya. So Hadiya, she is a woman, a young woman who was actually named originally Akila, and she was converted to Muslim. She was a Hindu lady. She converted to Muslim by marrying a Muslim man named Shafin Jahan, and that's how she got the name Hadiya. So this particular case was a very much controversial case in the year 2016 and 17, and this case brought up an important discussion about Islamophobia and also the gender injustice in India. So it showed like how religious and patriarchal biases are strong in Indian society, especially until the right-wing political regime. So we'll be looking into what exactly is Islamophobia and the right-wing groups. So this particular legal battle actually added, a very bit of controversial in the society. So let's go ahead and look into the background of Hadia's story. So Hadia was born as Akila Ashokan, and she was a Hindu woman who chose to convert to Islam and adopt the name Hadia. So her journey to Islam led her to marry Shafin Jahan, a Muslim man. So this particular incident caught widespread media attention at that time. So Hadia's personal decision to marry Shafin Jahan, the Muslim man, that was being resisted by her family, particularly by her father, and he approached to the court to annul her marriage and claimed that her daughter has been, pressured into converting to a Muslim and marrying a Muslim man. So this particular incident has actually, sorry, so this particular incident has actually, uh, shown so much of media attention and the right-wing groups. So right-wing groups are people. So these are organizations or political parties that promote conservative and nationalist idea, which means that these people are the Hindu promoters. They often, emphasize on Hindu traditions and values, and they support policies that favor the Hindu majority. So these groups, um, they don't respect any other communities, and they spread all these hatred and negative comments about other religions. So these particular right-wing groups, they developed a concept called love jihad. So this is a term that which has been used by the right-wing groups to claim that Muslim men were trying to seduce, Hindu women, and they were marrying Hindu women just to convert them to Muslims. So that was the perception of this right-wing groups, and this love jihad actually fueled, the media frenzy, and this sensationalized case actually framed with a larger context of religious conflict and also in the religious context. So let's go ahead and look into the legal proceedings, what has happened. So as I have mentioned, uh, the father of the father actually, proceeded to the Kerala High Court with a habeas corpus petition, and saying that his daughter has been brainwashed and pressured to marrying this particular Muslim man. And the Kerala High Court actually standed with the, the father's side, and annulled her marriage in the year May 2017, the Kerala High Court annulled her marriage, and the Kerala High Court placed her in the custody of her parents. And this is a very important thing to remember in this particular case study, that this decision actually, denied Hadia's right to autonomy and self-determination, and also treating her incapable of making her decision even though she was an adult. So this particular case has been escalated to the Supreme Court. Because of this violation, Hadia's husband has filed case to the Supreme Court of India challenging the High Court's ruling. So, in the landmark of March 2018, the Supreme Court of India actually sided with Hadiya in this particular case, and then pointed out what all are the violations that has been taken by the Kerala High Court by siding with Hadiya's father. So the Hadiya's freedom to live with her husband has been granted by the Supreme Court of India, and the Supreme Court also, significantly pointed out that an individual's right, right to personal liberty and choice that completely depends on that particular individual. And this judgment underscored the importance of, protecting individual autonomy against familial and societal pressure. And this case was a huge win for, the human rights and also the individual freedoms in India. So next, we are going to see what all are the human right violations. So the two human right violations, one is right to freedom of religion and one is right to marry. So in right to freedom of religion, we can see that it talks about the Article 25 of the Indian Constitution. So what exactly is Article 25? So Article 25 talks about the right of an individual to practice religion freely. So Hadia's decision, to convert herself into Muslim and to marry the Muslim guy Shafi Jahan. So these were pointing out the fundamental rights of Article 25. And the Article 25, how it has been violated is by siding of Kerala High Court to the father's habeas corpus petition. So the Kerala High Court's intervention annulling her marriage and placing her under her parents' custody directly violated this particular constitutional right to choose and practice religion freely. And also, she has been, even though she was an adult, she has been shown as an absent-minded lady who cannot take her own decision. So that's how the media has been portrayed Hadiya in this particular case. So now right to marry. So right to marry. So this particular, forced separation and keeping Hadiya under the parents' wing actually, delayed the communication and also her right to live with her partner. So this particular, right also talks about the personal liberties which has been guaranteed under the Constitution, which is like making her own decision without the interference from the state or the family. So we can go ahead and see next what is the gender discrimination that has been happened. So violation of human rights that talks about Article 14 and 15 of the Indian Constitution. So what is Article 14? Right to equality. And Article 15 talks about the non-discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. So Hadiya, she was treated as a minor, as I already told, and she was portrayed as a person who was incapable of making her own decision even though she was an adult. So this particular case, this particular statement actually violated the Article 14 and 15 of the Indian Constitution. So, and also placing her under the custody of her parents was also a violation of this particular right. Now, next is the forced isolation. So she was kept in isolation and under constant surveillance, and she was denied the right to communicate freely and move without restrictions. So Hadia was being, under constant surveillance of her parents, and this particular surveillance restricts her freedom and movement and communication, and also this forced isolation actually prevented her from, interacting with her husband's friends or any support groups that has been in favor of Hadia. So these were the two violations. These were the two gender discrimination on a broader aspect. So now, exactly, we are going to look how the media's role. So we have seen the Islamophobic propaganda and also the public perception. So in Islamophobic, propaganda, as I already told, these are the so Islamophobic means the irrational, fear or hatred or prejudice against, the religion, against the religion, Muslim or Islam. So people are thinking like, Muslim community people are only for terrorist people. They are the bad guys. So thinking of, that kind of a perception that is called Islamophobia. So people who think, this way often see Muslim as a threat, both to the country and also as a potential terrorist. So here the media's role. So the media actually portrayed, because of this right-wing people, the media actually portrayed this Hadia's case as one of the significant case that talks about Islamophobia. So many media, outlets actually portrayed Hadia as a mentally incapable, and said that she was influenced by external forces rather than her own, decisions. So this negative, stereotypic Muslims and Islamic thinking actually framed her conversion and marriage as suspicious and manipulative, rather than an expression of personal freedom. So now the public perception. Yeah. So the public perception that talks about how the right-wing people and the love jihad concept has been, caught and controversial attention to this particular case study. So the love jihad actually, showcased by the right-wing people as a national security connecting to this Islamophobia, stereotypic behavior. So this bias actually amplified social fears and prejudices, and further entrenching negative attitude towards religious minorities and undermining the rights of women to make an autonomous decision. So that was one of the major, part the media played in this particular case study. So coming to the end of this particular presentation, what conclusion can we draw from this particular case study? So this case study actually shows like how gender injustice and discrimination, religious discrimination, come together in India. And also you can see that Kerala High Court's ruling was sided with the father. So that talks about how strong the societal biases can affect the court proceedings and also public opinions. And the right-wing politics, their views has been a very major impact on this case study, as she was denied her personal freedom in this particular case. And also Hadia's struggle. So it highlights the need to protect human rights and make sure that individual freedoms are respected, and no matter what the person's religion or the gender is. So this case was an eye-opener for the society and also for individuals to respect religion and respect the human rights which has been guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. So in fact, this case emphasizes, the importance of fighting against Islamophobia and phobia, and promoting a fairer society where everyone's personal freedom are upheld. So that's all in this presentation. Thank you so much for your time and listening. Have a great day ahead.